Hodgins. I used to get freaked out, honestly, when I would try to share my music with others, and I'd have to play whatever piano or keyboard was wherever I was at. And we don't have that advantage of, other instrumentalists and vocalists have. We can't like lug a grand piano with us everywhere we go. And so when we share our music with other people, we literally get to play whatever keyboard is available. And if you're a new or a returning piano learner like myself, I'm a returning piano learner after a big gap in time, you might really struggle with the kind of keyboard that you have or that you want in your life at this moment. Or maybe you dream of confidently sharing your music with friends and family, but when they ask you to play their keyboard, you just feel really nervous and your confidence disappears because their instrument is so different from the instrument that you usually play. And this is really a common experience for new or returning piano players, and I've been through it myself, and I'm still going through it, especially because I'm returning after a big time gap as a piano learner. And today, you might notice I'm not in my usual space. I'm actually at my sister's farm in Kentucky. And because I'm a returning piano learner, she's been very gracious to let me come into her home and practice on her antique baby grand today. So today this live is, out on the farm at my sister's, and I'm going to be demonstrating about this struggle with different piano keyboards as I will play her antique baby grand piano at some point during this live. And I currently don't own a grand piano. So I've downsized actually from my Florida home where I had my baby grand, and I moved up to live with my elder mom as her live-in caregiver. And my current practice situation, you may have seen on other lives, is my 88 key old Yamaha digital piano. It's a weighted action keyboard. And I played that in Lexington, Kentucky as my usual practice keyboard. So when I play my sister's piano, it's gonna feel and sound very different for me. And I wanna play something for you confidently today, but the difference between this piano and what I usually practice is a big one. And you may experience that if you want to share your music with others, especially now during the holiday season. You wanna, share what you're learning or share what you've been practicing, and yet you go to that instrument and it's nerve-wracking because there's a lot of differences. So the reason I'm doing this today is because I want to be really authentic with you. And I know you're thinking that, when you play for other people, especially if they have a different instrument than you're accustomed to, that you're going to feel nervous. And you probably want to avoid that, like I said, like the plague. And I do too. It's very uncomfortable. But I know the only reason I'm doing this is because there's a big benefit in playing different kinds of keyboards. I've learned that, and I'll share that later, the benefit of doing this later. So I'm gonna plow ahead. So today, here's some of the obstacles that I'm gonna have. First of all, I'm a returning piano learner. So I've just rekindled my own daily practice at the piano on my keyboard, and I've been accustomed to that. And today, I'm on a completely different instrument, which is kind of alien to me because I haven't touched my sister's piano in eons. And when I place my arm weight on her piano keys, if I put any weight into it, the piano jiggles a little bit. I'm not used to that because my digital keyboard, I can put a lot of weight on it and it doesn't budge. And another, the second obstacle I have is that the action of each key on this piano feels very different from the action on my digital keyboard. It just has a very different feel because it's made of wood and ivory, and my keyboard is made of synthetic plastic. It has a very different physical feel to it. And the action here, I can actually feel a little bit more resistance from her keyboard, but her keyboard has kind of a soft action for a piano because it's an antique and it's a baby grand. It's a very small grand. So the action, the feel is very different. It's going to take some getting used to on my part to play it. Another problem that I have to deal with today is that even though this is a beautiful antique baby grand and I'm really appreciative to be able to play an actual piano today, it's not tuned to the same standard A440 pitch that my digital keyboard maintains all the time. It's tuned well to itself here, but it's not the same pitch. So it's gonna sound different from me. When I play my music, it's gonna sound very different than when I play it on my keyboard. So these are the kinds of things that you're gonna deal with when you go to someone's home, or you're at a religious facility, or you're out and about and there's a piano somewhere and you want to try to play something. You're going to be smacked with all these different differences that you're not accustomed to. For me, even the lighting in this room is hard on my eyes. I have to adjust just because it's different, honestly. And then I also know that right now my sister is somewhere in the house, and she is working, and she's getting ready to do a Zoom for her work. She also works from home. So it's just an added distraction for me that, when I try to practice or play this piano, I know that she might be around here and she might walk through to get a drink of water or turn a light on or something. And that's just an extra little bit of pressure that I'm not accustomed to, because I practice in my little room, with my digital keyboard with the door shut, nobody's around me. And one more distraction that I want to add as an obstacle to playing a completely different instrument is that my sister has a dog, Buckeye, and he has little toys. Sometimes he's got a little ball that he goes around in the house and he'll chomp down on the ball and make a squeak. And sometimes he'll come over, possibly during this video, he might come out because he hears me talking or he hears me play something. And he's just an added distraction for me that I have to learn to accommodate when I go to this instrument. So that's a lot of obstacles for me today, trying to play something different, playing a different instrument than usual. And I want to play confidently, through my music for you. I want to model that it's really important to share your music with others, and that's a way to develop your confidence as a piano player. But I still have all these obstacles that I have to deal with, but I do know that there's a benefit to doing it. And by the way, I've been hearing from different people, they're ready to join my group, New and Returning Piano Learners Facebook group. I would love to invite you to join that. By the way, that's going to open up, I'm going to be doing a free Essential Piano Basics Masterclass on January 11 at 1 p.m. ET. So to get to that free masterclass, where I'm going to be giving you everything you need for a successful start to piano and for effective, consistent piano progress. To get to that masterclass that's free, you have to be in my group. So I'll drop that link after this, and I would love to invite you to that. And some people have already they're waiting to join basically, and some of them have given me some comments about how, even piano teachers themselves are struggling with being nervous to play in front of people. And I talked about it in one of my my December 6th episode, and you can catch the replay. I'll drop that below. And it was called How to Turn Your Nerves into Good Energy. And I talked in a lot more detail about how you can tackle that kind of performance anxiety. And that's another reason I'm bringing this live to you today, to boost your confidence as a piano player, because what I'm doing and what I'm modeling for you today is the way to develop that kind of confidence and decrease that kind of performance anxiety. But that episode on December 6th, I'm just checking my notes, How to Turn Your Nerves into Good Energy, which I'll drop below, that has a lot more detail. So if you struggle with that, go check that out. It's going to be really helpful to you. As powerful a confidence builder as it is to share your music with other people, you're still going to need an instrument, right? And if you're a new or returning piano learner, you might not yet have room or the commitment or the budget for a high quality grand piano or that perfect 88 key digital weighted action keyboard, with all those piano samples that you love. Many piano players will never own a high quality grand piano or even an acoustic piano, and it might take time for you to get your dream keyboard. But do not let that stop you from the enjoyment of music making. It doesn't matter what the instrument is. Approach making music with who you are, where you are, and with whatever means you have. Just get started. I will talk about what kind of keyboard you're going to need to start, piano progress for the long term. That's a whole nother topic, and I'll be doing that on another day inside my free masterclass as well. But I want to go on to talk a little bit, and then I'm going to demonstrate how hopefully I can overcome those struggles for you today and play a different instrument and accommodate myself to the differences in this instrument from my own. So if you don't know me, I performed as a pianist and pianist vocalist, and I taught piano and music and chorus for 30 years. And I've been away from it for quite a while, for about 4 years. In those days, I played on everything from broken down antique pianos that had broken strings and chipped keys and the wood exposed on the piano keys themselves, to beautiful 9-foot quality Steinway grand pianos. I played on everything in between, and I even lugged my 88 key weighted action keyboard to many gigs, many performances myself with my PA system. So I've had to challenge myself to accommodate a lot of different kinds of instruments. And if you play piano and you want to share that music with others, which I highly recommend that you do, because it's going to boost your confidence as a piano player and you're going to bring joy to other people, whether you do this for fun or to boost your confidence, or you end up professionally performing like I did, you're going to experience a large variety of different kinds of piano keyboard instrument quality or the lack of. How does this help you? Remember how I told you that playing different instruments is going to build your confidence? How? It's because you will learn by challenging yourself to play different instruments that you can play any kind of keyboard. You can play anything. That really is going to be a confidence boost for you as a piano player. You can't walk into a situation and have a wonderfully suited to you piano keyboard. We can't carry our grand pianos with us. We end up with whatever is there. For you to develop the confidence that you can play something different than your own, I like to think of the keyboards like as personalities, like they're people. And every piano keyboard has its own idiosyncrasies. So one of the idiosyncrasies of this piano is that the sustain pedal, you really have to push to the very bottom, like the very bottom of the bed of the pedal, for it to hold the sustain. If I push it just halfway, if I don't make that effort, then the note doesn't sustain. But if I push all the way down, it sustains very well. So you got to get to know your piano by kind of checking out what are its idiosyncrasies. And I approach this instrument like it's a person, and I get to know it by playing it. By playing it, I learn to treasure its nuances, its problems, and its uniqueness. For example, as I mentioned, I used to play on pianos that had missing keys or missing strings, so I know that sometimes a note would be literally missing completely, and I would just have to play that note and kind of absorb into my being that in this case, the music will sound different because this piano doesn't have that note. So I just adjusted to it and I treasured it as a new experience. I accommodated it. When you gain more experiences with playing different keyboard instruments and performing in general more frequently, you're gonna expand your confidence as a piano player. That's why I'm coming to you live. I am a new returning piano learner myself. Even though I played for many years, I'm very rusty. It's been a long time. So I've just restarted my piano practice routine, and I'm trying to find more opportunities to perform. That's why I'm going to play something live for you today to demonstrate for myself and for you that I'm practicing what I'm teaching. Playing different instruments is a good thing, and the more you do it, the better you're going to get. The better you get at it, the more confident you're going to feel about yourself. And you're bringing, wonderful music to share with other people. Is it a challenge? You bet it is. And the challenge, though, is going to push your musical growth, your ability to focus on the music itself and the instrument itself is going to be honed, because you're dealing with all these different distractions. By blocking them out, or in some cases absorbing them, so that you can stay focused and concentrate on the music itself. This is really good practice to build your confidence. And this kind of concentration is a critical skill for a performer, because if you're performing for people, they don't stand frozen still while you're performing. They cough, they sneeze, they talk to each other. Somebody might drop something, a dog might wander through, and you've got to stay focused on your music. The reason I'm giving you such in-depth information about this is I want to encourage you to challenge playing different instruments. You can do this, and you don't have to start big. Do something very simple. And doing this is also a kind of mindfulness that will become more second nature to you the more you do it. By playing the Bach Prelude number 1, which I played for you the last couple of videos, I've been working on it. I played it at 92 beats per minute last time. Today I'm going to slow it down, and my focus is going to be on being more expressive with it as I adjust to the personality of this lovely antique baby grand. So this is me just trying to adjust to a completely different environment, and the more you do it, the better you get. So this is called Finding Spring. It's a piece I wrote in 2016 for a friend. I'll do my best to adjust to this piano. So thank you for watching. I had to really adjust to that because the piano pedal, the sustain pedal, actually clicks a little bit, and it was distracting me. My keyboard pedal actually clicks too, but it clicks differently. So please drop, in the comments what music you're going to share with others if this piano tip today has inspired you. And would you do me a favor? Please share this video message with all your friends that you think would be interested in piano, or if it would help them with their piano progress. And come and join my new Facebook group, New and Returning Piano Learners. I'll drop that link below too, because I'd love to have you in there. New and returning piano learners, other piano experts, piano teachers. We're going to help each other, hold each other accountable, push each other to grow, and help each other overcome these different hurdles that we have so we can boost our confidence as piano players. This is a great week for you to share your music with other people. It's really the holiday spirit. It doesn't have to be a holiday piece of music. Share it with others, and because people just love to hear music. And I'm going to share another tip with you next Tuesday on this same topic to help you and myself boost our confidence and get better at sharing our music with other people. So thank you so much for joining me today, and I'm going to thank my sister's piano for bearing with me today. And if you've got any comments or questions, please hurl them at me, and I'll see you very soon. And I hope, for those who are celebrating, that you have a wonderful Merry Christmas this week, and I'll see you next Tuesday, 1 p.m. ET. Have a great, great day.